here. And it's, ooh, is it Gemini? Hold on, let me check. Let me check. Like, psych. I ain't got for no reason. We know what time it is. What time it is. So look, y'all. I had a dream that turned into a tragedy. You feel me? I had a dream that turned into a tragedy. For a lot of us, we be thinking casually that it's like, man, this what I want, and I ain't gonna let nothing rattle me. This is the reality. This is what it had to be. But, hell of a difference. You feel me? Hell of a difference. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for everything that I came through. Everything that I came through. And I'm glad that it didn't make me bitter. You feel me? That it didn't make me bitter. If the things that you went through ain't make you grateful for going through them, you might be just a tad bit bitter. You know what I'm talking about? I might want to check that. You'll never be able to learn the lessons of life over there being down on yourself for the things that you had to or you endured. All right, now. We're going to peep the setup and reverse the curse. You feel me? You got to reverse the curse by saying, look, I'm so glad you left. I ain't able to take responsibility. Ooh, baby, you good.
Yeah.
Please pay attention to that, because these motherfuckers, sidewalks terrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you left because I ain't able to take responsibility for nobody but myself. You feel me? Nobody but myself. And here it is, a lot of people, they'll blame you for what they did to you. Like, oh, you provoked me. Like, man, gee, you talk that talk all you want to, but how old are you? How old are you? You gonna let somebody provoke you to jump off a bridge? Okay. If you ain't gonna let somebody provoke you to jump off a bridge, then you just chose to, you know what I'm saying, go off on somebody. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. And unless you trying to be D4L, meaning locked up for life, I suggest you check that plight and stop excusing yourself from greatness, you feel me? I can't hang on if it's nothing left. It's kind of hard for you to hang on in relationships when people ain't giving you anything to hold on to. Meaning they ain't showing you no capabilities or qualities that are redeeming. Like when you tell these people they did, oh, back, come on, next time, around. When they tell you, you know what I'm saying, they don't feel like they did nothing wrong
But
to you.
technically, I didn't go across.
Oh, you good. They feel like they ain't did nothing wrong to you. You got to pay attention to these people. Because these the same people that's going to intentionally do stuff to you and say, no, you left yourself open for that. If you wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't have did. Like, and if you hang around them long enough, you're going to be excusing yourself from greatness as well. You're going to be walking around telling people, you provoked me to do this. Whether somebody provoked you or not, that's what you're going to have to live with the consequences of what you did or what you didn't do. Or what you did and what you didn't do. And as far as hanging on, like redeeming qualities would be, somebody making a mistake and going about doing the things to make it right. That's some redeeming qualities. You tell somebody how you feel and they take the time and did the meditation. How can I relate to you? The moment we stop seeking understanding, we are undermining each other. These are things that we have to ask ourselves in order to reverse the setup. I feel like don't nobody get what we going through. Don't nobody get us. It's just us. So then in turn, you begin to develop distrust for everybody. You got trust issues. You feel me? From everything you've been through. But instead, I would encourage you to take the time to, when you start feeling like, there's things in your mind that's causing you to lack trust in other people and the life that you have. You start telling yourself, I break the contract of disillusion. You feel me? A disillusion. Because for a lot of us, we got a contract within ourselves of how we look at things to the point we caught up in this illusion. So much so that we just keep on recreating situations that we really don't want for ourselves. So I would encourage you, we're gonna go this way to the earth. I would encourage you to change that relationship by speaking it. You know, at one point in time, the words that we spoke, we knew that they created worlds. So we was careful not to use words. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, you gotta think, words were created. Okay, we're going into a new dimension. But it done crossed us. Words was created to create worlds. You know what I'm talking about? I got my RG right there. To create worlds. So be careful with that. What's up with it? What's up with it, fam? You doing all right? Hey, I'm gonna get with you in a few, okay, love? I'm finna get with you in a few, okay? All right, love. Be easy. So we used to, be careful about words when they first came into inception because we knew these words were used to create spells, create different worlds or open up worlds. For a lot of us, we forget these things, so we just be speaking casually, man, F my life and da-da-da-da. Like, curse words was created for a reason. You feel me? Now here it is, you don't got to worry about nobody putting a spell on your life. You putting spells on your own life. Putting spells on your own life. This ain't no different than, the concept of trapping, yeah? Like, I'm gonna get you to go out here, make some money, or think you making some money, you know what I'm saying? Only for you to be taking risk on your life that are far more greater than the ends that you bringing in. The ends that you bringing in. Peace to you, nobody. Good to see you, love. Good to see you, Shabo. And when you think about it, it's like in the long run, that's the setup. For you not to get the bag, so you just keep putting yourself in harm's way to get a bag. And over time, you just keep on losing less and less value for yourself to the point you become downtrodden. How can I relate to you the moment we stop seeking understanding? We undermining each other. These are questions that we got to ask ourselves, like, how can I relate to you? If I'm having issues with somebody, I got to ask myself, we're going to cross over. I got to ask myself, how can I relate to this person? Rather than just keep on, looking for reasons to undermine what they think is important. Let me figure out why. Like, why are you here? What's our purpose? If y'all not working together, these are questions you're going to keep on asking yourself. Like, dang, what's our purpose of being together? Like, what we doing? Where we going? What have we accomplished? I know for me, I need to create a little board for the goals and just draw lines through them. So at the end of the week or at the end of 2 weeks, I can look at it and say, you know what? I did this for me. And, remind myself the moments when I don't feel fulfilled, all the things that I have fulfilled up until now. You feel me? Up until now. These are just quick tidbits of things for us to think about doing to keep ourselves on post as well as give ourselves the proper credit. The proper credit. Do activities to increase your bond with self and others. We're going straight up. Trying to click. Boy, what in the world? My daggone phone be doing what it want to. Remember, y'all, they gonna want you to not speak your truth. You feel me? As it don't make them look all that good. You feel me? In the part that they play. Be careful of those people. Like, they'll be like, man, talk to me about what you got going on. Then as soon as you start talking to them, oh, nah, I ain't think you was gonna talk about that, man. See, you made me do that and da-da-da. Oh, I can talk to you about what's going on long as it don't concern what you did to me. Dang. I wish I would have known. What a tragedy. Either way, the triumph is I was able to get something off my chest and speak my true peace. How you doing? All right, and rising to you. And for a lot of us, that's a lot of what we need to learn how to do is speak our peace. Speak our peace regardless to how people may feel. If it's on your spirit to say, you know what, When you did this, it took me here. You gotta say that. Speak your truth. So others might know. Like, hold on, G. I ain't just not care. I ain't just back away for nothing. I'm backed away for the safety of me and everybody involved. Like take it for instance, somebody threatening your life. And you say, you know what? I don't really know how to deal with that going forward because I ain't do nothing to, you know what I'm saying, suggest it, let alone is that necessary, you feel me? So you can't predict when the next time somebody gonna do that. The first thing somebody would suggest to you is to put some distance between you and that person, you feel me? Again, recognize people will be cool with you telling the truth as long as it don't make them look bad for the part they play in your situation. Looking for closure from a toxic situation? Come on, G. I got a video where I did when I say, here it is far too often. We expecting people who ain't never been peaceful to leave peacefully. You know what I'm saying? It's like we set ourselves up for that. Well, you know good darn well that ain't what they on. Nor is that the pattern they done shown. When people feel justified in how they did you, they would blame you for how they did you. Say that again. When people feel justified in how they did you, they're gonna blame you for how they did you. Remember in the plug, you know, people will excuse everything they did to you. You feel me? They will excuse it. Now here it is, they're gonna blame you for it. They're gonna say you triggered them. Remember, we all gonna get there someday, right? Some people gonna get there with a roll full of tragedy of the downtrodden, whereas others gonna take their trauma to triumph. As we gotta do this shadow work, cause it's due to travel in your truth, you feel me? It's due for us to be able to travel in truth. Now, if you wanna walk around and be living a lie, you know what I'm saying, and most of us, that's why we not satisfied with our everyday existence, the things that we're doing, like, again, make sure y'all tallying and giving yourself credit, meaning checking over the things that you did this week, next week. Set up a weekly improvement list. Feel me? Mind yourself to free yourself from the disillusion that you've been included in up until now. Now, in order to come up, y'all, stop letting it eat you up. Say how you feel without compounding your issues. Take responsibility for you, as well as know what it look like when other people ain't on the same page as you. Sometimes that might be the only thing you can learn from certain situations is what it look like when other people ain't on the same page as you. But again, if you're really choosing to be in relationships out here, let's go to the left. Choosing to be in relationships out here, recognize that a relationship is to relate. It's to relate. So if we're not seeking to relate, aka understand each other, then do we really have a relationship? You know what I'm saying? A relationship would be a concession of things we relate on. You know what I'm talking about? What's up, Shalimar? Appreciate you coming through. Good to see you. Realize you are focused. You just haven't focused on the right things. Meaning if you ain't satisfied with your life, yeah, okay. There's certain things that don't materialize in your life based on your focus. But if these are things that you're not satisfied with or happy with, just recognize you've been focused on the wrong things. You've been focused on the wrong things. Be the balance for each other. If she's a spender, focus that energy on us. You feel me? Like for a lot of people, like myself, we get spending anxiety. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like get so many options to choose from to the point you just get anxiety. You like, man, I ain't even got time for this. I'm cool on it. So if you got somebody who don't get that kind of anxiety and they can weed through all them options, you just intentionalize like, look, before you get too far into shopping for things that we might not need or things that can later be solutions, can you knock out these solutions that we need right now? It's like, all right. Can you knock out these solutions that we need right now? Women are great at having attention to details. Now, again, we all got these strengths, right? But once they get turned on us, or should I say the feminine energy, is good at paying attention to details, but once these superpowers get turned on us because we're not using them, you feel me, for the upliftment of the whole, then it becomes pettiness that destroys her from within. I don't know about y'all, but I remember, being in the household and they was like, man, shoot, if mama having a bad day, shoot, we all finna have a bad day, you feel me? So it's something to pay attention to on the level of the reason why that happens is because mama is the last line of defense. You feel me? Obviously, all the other lines of defense have been destroyed and discredited up until now. Not because they weren't good. Oops. Not because they weren't good. These things had to be destroyed and discredited discredited and destroyed because they were so great and such grand protection measures that we had over our family, within our tribe, the way that we move. See, a lot of people how y'all think we ain't had it. A lot of people how y'all think the reason why we got conquered is because we couldn't protect ourselves. The truth be told, this war continues to fight to this day. To this day, it's just the way that the story is purported or reported. It confuses a lot of people who sit over here believing they ops or believing anything that is shown to you versus being objective and using your own mind to draw the proper conclusions on how this relates to you. What's up with it, Nico? Not because of nothing other than they had willingness and the means, so their attack continues. But this ain't on the evening news. These losses, they ain't telling, you feel me? The reason why they attack our fathers so heavily, you know what I'm saying? Our grandfathers so heavily. It wasn't because they wasn't a threat. You know what I'm saying? Our grandfathers and our fathers became so disenchanted from their struggles, from the things that they went through and the things that they survived, to the point they derived different handicaps, so to speak, whether mentally or physically. And these same handicaps are the things that we shame and put our family members down for. But all the while we say, man, there ain't nobody fight for us. But the very people who fought for us have become disillusioned or disenchanted by way of us not understanding their purpose and what they did for us. I'm just saying, next generation losing sight of the play of the righteous fight of those that came before them can always close the doors to those who come. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards. Peace to you, Nico. Good to see you, love. Glad to know some of my favorite people woke up today. You know what I'm talking about? We still continuing this great fight. Like I said, we wind up going through everything that mama went through because mama the last line of defense. The last line of defense. And she ain't gonna be the last line of defense in a non-fight. It's obviously a fight going on. And when you the child of said fighters, you come along later and you start to recant certain situations or start looking at certain situations and you don't totally know what you're looking at. Come on, bro, we gonna go to this thing. We don't totally know what we looking at. So when it comes to us painting these certain pictures about certain family members, saying, man, my daddy want this, my mama want this, hey, I need for you to know. The reason why this ain't on the news is because don't nobody want you to be exposed to the greatness that is you, all the winning that you do. You feel me? Nor would they want the world to see all the losses they taking. All the losses they taking. Shoot, the first loss is you still out here fighting a good fight. Keeping your mind. Feel me? I'm thankful for you as well, Nicky. You still out here fighting a good fight of keeping your mind. That's a dub. You feel me?
Good looking out, Lo.
The fact that our fathers had the willingness, that's why they was attacked, you feel me? They had the willingness and the means. That's the only reason why you attack. You don't attack people that's not a threat. The only way you become a threat is if you have the willingness and the means. I'm just saying, why would they let our fathers thrive when one man's hero is another man's villains? You feel me? They got their ops listed. No different than Kemet. You feel me? Had they ops on the line. Watch out for the red lines and being realistic. You feel me? No different than our warriors. You feel me? Give them a reason to truly fight. Give them a reason to truly fight.
Another one?
Yeah.
No, you get another one.
Give them a reason to really fight by telling them what the fight really is. No. Or from trauma to triumph. Take everything that you're going through and allow it to grow you. Yeah. Let it grow. That being said, that's the only way we gonna know you is if you come through in your truth. For those who might just be coming in, make sure y'all catch this playback. This is amazing, you feel me? You got anything from this conversation, y'all hit up the cash app, $1, or whatever you can, you feel me? As there's no price on this type of priceless information that will add to one's life rather than take away. That being said, I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad we in connection. Kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? Where we break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now. You heard what I said right now. Peace out.